All right, you know, we're here at the Lions Den Classic. A lot of amazing professional ball players. We've got Kelvin Martin with us from Adel, Georgia. What's up, Kelvin?
How you doing? I'm good. How you doing?
Doing very well. Now, Kelvin, you've got to tell us about your career, because coming from Adel, Georgia, and then playing all over the world like you, tell us about that.
Well, yeah, I started, like you said, started in Cook High School, and then I ended up committing to Charleston Southern, which is in Charleston, South Carolina.
Right.
And then after that, I played professional basketball in the Netherlands. I played 2 years in the Netherlands. I played 1 year in Germany, and then I played another year in Italy, and I went back to Germany this past year.
Kelvin, how did you transition the way you did and to be able to play across the world?
Hard work. Being from Adel, man, I didn't have an opportunity to play in the gym or practice in the gym, so I always had to go to the park outside, and it took a lot of dedication and commitment to this game, and, you know, it paid off. God bless me.
Yes, he did. And what word would you like to say to encourage a young woman or young man out there who is coming from Adel, coming from Dublin, whatever small town there is, who has those aspirations, but they need some kind of uplifting message from you?
The biggest thing I would say is, you know, keep God first. I think God helped me a lot, you know, through all the ups and downs, you know, and never get discouraged when people doubt you and think you can't do things, because, you know, I come from a small city, and if I'm in a position now where I'm playing, this is my 5th year of professional basketball, and a lot of people say I couldn't do it. A lot of people say I couldn't go to college get a college degree, college scholarship from playing basketball where I'm from, and I did those things, and, you know, it was hard work, and it sometimes they get down on you, sometimes you get discouraged, but, you know, you got to keep going, you got to keep working hard, you know. And it'll pan out. It'll pan out.
And you definitely are a prime example for that. Thank you so much for being out here, playing ball out here, taking the time out to speak with us.
You can see I'm tired.
We can see you're tired. Thank you, Kelvin.
Thank
Appreciate you. This is Kelvin Martin, ladies and gentlemen, from Adel, Georgia.
Thank you.
All right, we've got Amusaka here with us, and we're so pleased to have him. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Doing very well.
Right.
That is such an unusual name.
Yeah.
Tell us about your origin, and tell us about your career, if you would.
Okay, no problem. Both of my parents were born and raised in Ghana, and I am actually a junior. My father's name is Amu, and but I was born and raised here in Georgia, Decatur. I went to high school at Columbia, finished there, and went to South Florida down in Tampa. Played there a few years, and finished up my career at Furman University in Greenville, South Carolina.
Very good.
And from there, had a pretty good career. Went to Amsterdam to play. Yeah, and that was my first experience outside the country. It was different, to say the least. You know, different culture, different people, but it was fun, and it taught me how to be a little bit more independent. Find my own way, and after that, I went to France, played in France. That was really fun. They love basketball out there. Had a pretty good time there and played pretty well. From there, went to Qatar, out by Dubai. Yeah,
and you weren't deployed there.
I wasn't deployed. I went on my own will, and been out there for about 4 seasons now. And who knows where I end up next, but I'm enjoying it.
In this journey that you've been on, who would you say has been like your major influence in your life that has pushed you and that has encouraged you?
Wow, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to name just one. It's hard to name just one. But initially, my family, my parents, my own love for the game kind of propelled me, and recently it's been my daughter. She's kind of, I'm a dad. She's kind of inspired me to keep pushing and keep going for what I want to do. Yeah.
And you know what? I think that when you become a parent, it gives you a greater sense of responsibility. It gives you a greater desire to excel above and beyond.
Definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, it does. And she might have added another 10 years of my career.
How old is she?
She's 5. She just turned 5 in April.
And what's her name?
It is Troy.
Troy.
Yeah.
I bet she's a handful.
She is. She really is. She's hilarious, but she's a good girl, good kid.
Amu, now you tell us, and we want you to kind of tell some young person out there that does have that dream, like you, you know, to go farther, to play professional ball.
Okay.
Give them a message from you.
In the gym today, I see a lot of kids that love basketball, love the game, and it starts there, but it can't end there with just your love. You got to turn that love into dedication, into hard work, into passion, and if that's what you want to do, go for it. Go for it. Don't let anybody tell you can't do it. And set your own goals and reach them without any question.
That's it. Thank you. You have gotten the secret for success from Mahmoud. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
If you can see right above me, you're looking at Emmanuel. What's up, Emmanuel?
How are you?
Doing very well. Emmanuel, we were having a little conversation before. We want you to share with them about your career, where you started out from, and where your career took you.
Oh, okay. I'm from Decatur, Georgia. And actually here, this Lions Den Classic, Ben Smith, I played with him growing up in the summer. So I know him and his mother and his father real well. So, you know, it was good to come see his community and where he's from, because he was always speaking so highly about it. And I went to school in Northeastern in Boston.
Very nice.
Yeah, and then after that, I went to Netherlands, played basketball for 2 years. Then I went to the Middle East, played in Egypt, Qatar, Dubai.
Emmanuel, your career, where it's taking you, most people will never, ever get to what you've seen.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us what's been the most exciting thing and the most challenging thing throughout your career.
Most exciting is just seeing the different cultures and just different ways people live. And, you know, it's just really changing your perspective on the world. And I think that's invaluable.
Yeah. What's been the most challenging thing for you?
Challenging? It's tough. I mean, I can't really say anything has been extremely challenging besides, you know, the basketball, you know, typical things. But extremely, I'm very grateful. There's nothing to really consider challenging. I mean.
And so, if you were to mentor a young child, a young man, what would you say are the most important qualities he would need in order to get to where you are?
Just work, stick to your guns. Surround yourself with the right type of people.
There you go.
I think that's number one. Just like I said, Ben, I remember Ben's heart growing up. I remember how his father used to speak to him and how he responded when his father, you know, I picked up on those types of things. Things like that. Work hard, be gritty, don't give up, don't let other people sway you from what you want to do, and just,
Spoken like someone who's been there and done that.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, we're proud of you. Thank you so much for coming and sharing with us.
No problem.
A pleasure meeting you.
You too also.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This relationship just isn't going to work. We have nothing in common. We're from two separate worlds. You're Mars, I'm Venus.
Hey, I'll convert, I promise.
What if we have kids and our families come to visit? It would be so awkward.
My parents already changed.
Oh, they did?
They made the change months ago, converting from electric to natural gas.
This changes everything. We need to pick a place and a date. Oh, and I need to find a dress. And of course, we'll have to get rid of that electric stove.
Clean, abundant, affordable.
Brought to you by the City of Dublin.
Join Piggly Wiggly in the celebration of our 100th anniversary, and the celebration is spreading throughout our community with a renewed pride in our hometown grocer, Piggly Wiggly. 100 years of great product and great customer service. Piggly Wiggly is where you'll find everything from the freshest in produce to 100% certified Angus beef, the only certified Angus beef dealer in Lawrence County. Piggly Wiggly, down home, down the street. Thanks for joining us in our 100th anniversary celebration.
This has been such a great day. I mean, meeting some wonderful professional players, it has been great. This beautiful thing to my right, professional ball player. Hello, Bobcat.
Hello.
GCSU.
How you doing?
Listen, guys, we need you guys to kind of introduce yourself. Tell us about your career, where you started, the people that were the motivators, the main influences in your life that brought you to where you are today. Okay. Ladies first.
All right. Well, my name is Chantelle Presley. I'm from Lexington, Kentucky. And I played basketball at Eastern Illinois University, and then I played overseas in France, England, and then my last season was in Germany.
Wow. Chantelle, now, as a woman, what were your aspirations when you were growing up as an athlete? How far did you expect to go?
Well, I feel like once I started playing, by the time I got to high school, I always had a goal of playing D1 basketball. And then once I got into basketball in college, I was like, you know what, I'm not quite ready for my career to be over, so I'm going to see where I can take this. So I knew I was going to go overseas and play.
And so for a woman playing overseas, what is that experience like?
It's awesome. I get to see lots of other countries, get to meet a lot of new people that I never would have met, and continue to do what I love to do.
And so, do you think that in the future you would coach?
Definitely. I have 1 year of grad assistantship under my belt, so I got to coach my teammates after I graduated from college.
How
So
was that?
it was a little different because you go from being a teammate to a coach, so it was a cool experience, but I definitely would get back into it sometime.
Very good, very good. All right, JP. You sport, as you see, he's sporting the GCSU Bobcats. All right, talk to us. Tell us about yourself.
My name is Jeremy J.P. Davis. I'm from Albany, Georgia. As she said, I finished at Georgia College and State University. Also played at Doherty High School. Give them a shout out. After college, I just kind of wanted to continue my career. It kind of ended on a sour note for me, not winning the national championship. One of the aspirations that I always had. So I wanted to continue and see if I could move on and win a championship.
And here you are here at the Lions Den Classic. Guys, tell us, I mean, you know, there are a lot of young women, a lot of young men that are playing basketball. You can see the little kids out here shooting around. That was you at one point, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And so what motivates you? What pushes you to do what you do?
Well, for me, I know a lot of times a lot of young women, they don't get the opportunity that some of the men get, but it's getting a lot better now. So I just continue to work camps with young girls just to keep pushing them and letting them know that there is opportunity for women to play basketball, even post-collegiate careers.
And that's wonderful. And I bet when they see you, they're like, you play basketball.
Yeah, I get that question a lot. I get that question a lot.
And so we're proud of you. I mean, you are an inspiration for all of us girls,
Well,
even the
thank
older
you.
ones. All right, JP.
As you mentioned, I came to this classic the first year, and I try to do something like this, do a number of these type of things in the summer and during the season, because like you said, these kids have someone to look up to and see an example, and this kind of inspires them to go on and do, you know, maybe spark the interest in possibly going on to play in high school, play in college. And we all know a college education is very key and critical, so by just going to college, even if it just goes to college, getting that education is something that's critical, and if it moves on and moves further, then you have a chance to do something that you love and passionate about and get paid for it.
Absolutely. And you know, I believe that when you're passionate about something, that you'll work as though it's fun.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And so I get to talk to a lot of kids and the athletes, you know, and I always ask them, what are your aspirations? I think that a work ethic is key. Like, you've got to have a strong work ethic if you're ever going to progress in anything that you do. Have you guys always had a strong work ethic, or is it something that built up as you got older?
Well, I think for me, like, my parents, my mom and my dad both instilled in me, like, working hard. But once I got to college, that's when I really realized the amount of work that I had to put in if I wanted to be successful with this thing. So.
The real world.
Yes.
I remember when I was getting ready for college, and I was like, oh, I cannot wait to go to college. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But no one actually makes you get up to go to class. They don't call you and say, hey, are you going to class? And so it's a whole different thing. And so you tell us about your work ethic. What is it about you that pushes and pushes and pushes?
Well, it started at an early age. My brother played high school and collegiately, so I kind of saw what it took to be successful. And growing up, I felt like I was kind of behind the 8 ball a little later, middle school, because I grew late. So I felt like that extra work prepared me. Being behind the 8 ball kind of prepared me to put that extra work in. And then when I grew and caught up, that kind of just meshed, and it was able to propel me to the next level, honestly.
Absolutely. And you're big sailed. Now, okay, so after basketball is all over, yes, what do you want to do with your lives?
Well, I want to have a family, so I want to get married, I want to have kids. I also want to be an athletic director at a major D1 school, so that's what my goals are.
Let's see if his are similar.
Personally, I don't think basketball will ever be over with me, whether it be through playing, through coaching, through mentorship. I've dabbled and dabbled with a couple of things as far as coaching, possibly being a general manager, or even taking another career path and just doing the basketball as a volunteer, such as a lawyer or things. But whatever I do in life, I just want to be able to compete, like I said, and go into work and know that I'm doing something to impact the future. Whether it be hands-on directly with children that are playing, or whether it be being a lawyer or some other professional career field.
Well, no matter what you do, we know that you're going to change lives. You're going to transfer lives. You're going to continue to encourage, no matter what profession you're in. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for sharing with us.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for having us.
Thank you. We are here for the 3rd annual Lions Den Classic with Mr. Bian Smith. What's up, Bian?
What's up? How you doing?
3 times, baby. The 3rd time. This is awesome.
Third time the charm.
That's
I feel this has been the best game so far. A lot of competition. The guys, we talked this year about wanting to make it a little more real.
Right.
Last year had been more of an all-star style.
Yeah, like Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah. So we want to play just a little more defense today.
Yeah. And so, Bian, tell us about some of the fellas that you had come in. You had a whole slew of guys come in.
Yes, I had guys from Jacksonville, Florida, Alabama, guys from Atlanta, Augusta. These are guys I play either cross path with, playing basketball in AAU in our younger days, or even in college. And the thing about it with basketball, when you can play, speaking for me and the other way for them, is when you play guys, you remember them. And with social media, it's easy to get in contact with them. And guys, we just love to hoop, so they're down to come into Little Dublin, Georgia, and play in front of people.
You had the people in the stands going crazy. I mean, so Bian, tell us about why your heart was turned toward having something like this from the get-go.
I just always wanted, just being from Dublin, you know, Atlanta is we have the Hawks. I mean, we're not NBA players, but the fact that I made it professional and I just met all these guys once, I was just thinking it'd be a great idea if we can just get them here and have a professional basketball game in the gym that I grew up in and my classmates all grew up in. Dublin is a basketball community, so I know they'll come out and support. And I love this side of town, so you don't have to drive, you can walk, so it was just perfect for me.
Bian, I mean, you know, we as a community are really proud of you. We're proud of your career professionally. We're proud of like the connections you've made through the years because you're bringing that back here. You're bringing those people here. And talking to some of the players, they said, man, Bian's heart, man. Bian's heart's in the right place. And so that's pretty special. And so, Bian, tell us what's next for you in the future. You're about to be a daddy.
Yeah. That's what's next for me right now. I mean, I love basketball, but as of the next couple of months, that's coming in the back seat. I got a beautiful wife for about 9 months. Don't get me in trouble. Don't date it.
That's right.
But almost a year. So yeah, we about to have our first child. I actually found out the gender in 10 days.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, so
Bian, this is huge for you.
It's huge. It's a different experience in life. So I'm just excited for that. Even just watching her grow now. So
it's like, man, that's your little one.
Yeah. I was at the ultrasound and I looked up and I was just stuck in amazement.
And you know, Bian, I mean, you impact so many people's lives. What do you want your child to know about you?
Just genuine. And the love. I'm a people person. Like not necessarily hanging with a lot of people, but the people I come in contact with, I want our relationship to be open and honest and genuine. I know that I do for you, and you do the same for me. And my child is just gonna feel all that love, and that's how I'm gonna raise them.
That's how it's gonna be, Bian. I mean, you're spreading the love right here. Thank you so much for bringing the Lions Den Classic, the 3rd annual here. Look forward to seeing you next year. Look forward to seeing you in daddy mode.
Yep. Maybe he can be at I don't know yet, but he or she could be at the next one.
That's right. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Bian Smith, ladies and gentlemen.